All right. Oh, Eflux. Darn it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for helping me get everything set up, Eflux. And also to Ixie. And also to that guy, A. Bergvam, whoever he is. Um, okay. So, what's going on? What's going on is that I should be doing anything other than what I'm doing right now. I should be doing NaNoWriMo. I should be doing writing for class. I should be doing going to the doctor and getting my flu shot. I should be doing a whole lot of things that I'm not doing. Um, but I'm streaming. Morning, Monops. How are you? I'm being bad by streaming. I shouldn't be streaming right now. I should be doing things other than streaming. But I'm being bad, and I'm streaming instead. So I have a house that somebody asked me to check out. This is Frank Myers, who's an incredible builder, honestly. He, I love his exercise. I can't stream all what stuff. Me going to, yeah, my flu shot would be fascinating. I'm actually really sick right now. You can't even tell, but probably, but I am actually quite sick and don't even know really what's wrong. Went to the doctor on Thursday after class, got a bunch of tests. Everything came back all wonky. I'm on antibiotics now. I'm getting knocked on my arse for every time I take one of them and fall asleep. So I've been not working on my house. I've been not, for the contests. I've been doing nothing productive in the game. It just sucked. But I'm going to try to get some of that done. And one of the things I'm trying to get done is Frank Myers asked me to look at his boulder tree. And also I wanted to get this music thing working too. If it ever gets too distracting or if it even looks like it closed out. I don't even know that it's streaming anymore. I don't see it. Huh. I think the music just closed out. So, wow. This is Boulder Tree. That's wild. Hey, Andy? Did my music go away? Did my music go away? I think it did. Yes, it did. Huh. Why is it? I think Spotify crashed on me. Wonderful. All I wanted was some, whoa, naked people. That's not good. This is me trying yet again. No, it does not want to let me do it. Okay. All right. Hopefully it's working now. So, yeah, this doesn't look like Boulder Tree. Holy smokes. This looks to me like erstwhile. What? Sorry, I'm hearing things. What are you saying?
Oh, there.
What are you
Wasn't
saying?
seeing you live.
Am I not live still?
You are now.
Okay. Do you hear the music? I can't believe this house. Sorry about all the technical problems.
Very quiet.
Okay. We turned up slightly. So this is just a boulder tree of all things. And you know what? I'm getting lost in here. I think I just got completely turned around. but it looks exactly like erstwhile, but without waterfalls. This is an entire Dark Brotherhood hideaway in here. This is crazy. Crazy good, not crazy bad. I just don't know which way to go, if I'm seeing it all, if I'm not. This is nuts. You know what I'll do? I'll turn off the music and then I'll figure it out some other time. No music. Okay, here we go. So we'll just pay attention to the game. So yeah, this is Frank Myers doing something freaking amazing in here. Oops, I probably shouldn't have sold that. Yeah, I should be working on anything but what I'm working on. But this is beautiful, and I'm glad he asked me to come and check it out because it's so well done. It feels like it's straight out of Skyrim. It's just amazing. In fact, you guys know I keep that list. I'm going to add this boulder tree to my list of amazing houses. So I have it. Dark Brotherhood. Okay. Got it. Looks great. All right, so let's do our rando. I hope. There should be a rando that I have not seen. I left some yesterday that I know I didn't check out. Now remember, we looked at Pugsleys, and for some reason it didn't update. All right, Night Stalker. Well, we have Kragenholm coming up, the contest, so we might want to just go and look at Kragenholms when we see them. So this is a rando, but it's Kragenholm. Now, J-Heart has a contest. J-Heart has a contest coming up where he has to, he has us decorating Kragenholm. And Kragenholm is cheap, and you can also get the Dark Elf coals from it. Hi, Nana. Nice to see you. We're doing our random first. This is Night Stalker 272727. Kind of a creepy name. I wonder if it's the original Night Stalker or not. A murderer. So someone has, I mean, this Kragenholm to me looks like this is a hideout for a thief who drops off his treasures and keeps them stored in here. So this is, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. I did originally a home for a poverty in Kragenholm because of the area that it's in within, oh, Ravenhurst. Oh, so many choices. Let's go look at Danny Elder's because I love Danny Elder. We have, it's in a bad area of Kragenholm itself. I mean, that's part of the story. So adding it, making it look like it's poor kind of goes with it. But at the same time, like, I felt really guilty about it and ended up deleting all of it. So now I don't have anything in there but trees. So I need to come up with something for the Kragenholm contest. But let's talk about those contests. There's a whole bunch of them coming. All right. Where is his post about that? November Halloween. Halloween. What is wrong with me? He's got November housing. Here we go. So these are the upcoming November contests. They can be found, and I will post the link. They can be found there. And let's talk about them. The first one is the Cornucopia Challenge, which is due Wednesday, this Wednesday. The next one is the ESO Thanksgiving Parade, which is the next Wednesday after that. And Thanksgiving Feast, the Wednesday after that. and the Kragenhome Craze, which is the one we were just talking about, and that's Sunday, December 1st. So start thinking about your Kragenhome, but, you know, while doing so, I think you should, this is Ravenhurst. This looks like a storage house. Why would Danielder list? That doesn't seem like what Danielder. Maybe it's not a storage house. Maybe it's a death house. Okay, this looks like storage to me. This must have been a mistake. So yeah, we have to think of something for Kragenhome, but I'll show you what I thought of thus far for what is it called? Actually, I don't think I have picked which house I want to put it in. The cornucopia. I wanted a very warm housey looking house, but all of my houses have, I guess I could do it in Mistvale. All of my regular looking houses have stuff going on in them, and I don't want to use a pod or something like that. Originally, I was thinking about making a ginormous cornucopia, but I think that would be too great an undertaking right now for me because I'm sick. Whatever I'm dealing with, I don't know what. So I talked to Christea. Words are hard. And she had this great idea because, you know, I've been complaining about the fact that I don't have that horn. So how am I supposed to do this contest when I don't have the particular horn that we're talking about that everyone's going to use for it? So she had an amazing idea. Oh, I had forgotten I was originally going to use this as an autumn house. So, and it didn't ever happen. So what I was thinking is instead of that, she made the suggestion we use this. So if you've done the quest line in Northern elsewhere, you can use the giant dragon horn as your cornucopia, and there you go. And so that to me solved so many problems, and I was so thankful to her for it. And so all credit for that goes to Chrisea. Much appreciated. If any of you feel like you need to, you know, do this contest and you don't know what to use for it, there you go. I don't think everyone will use that. I think everyone will use, if they have access to it, I think they will use the other thing, the other horn. I don't think they'll use this one. That's just my thought. I could be wrong. But, and you know what? If they do, they do. What am I going to do about it, right? So, I'm going to keep a pumpkin. Yeah, you see where all my wheat and crops went. So what I was thinking is I want mine to be different because if it's just like all the others in a traditional kind of, you know, cornucopia, it's not going to stand out and it's not going to win because I don't have that kind of ability to make stuff that's super different, you know, or super beautiful. Like Chrisea can make those little tiny beautiful things out of it. So what I wanted to do instead was do something different. So originally I had thought, well, why don't I make it an actual dragon cornucopia? What would a dragon have as their cornucopia? And at the bottom have the dragon treasure. But then I thought, well, maybe we'll just stick to food, and I don't want to just do regular food. So I think mine is going to be a treats and sweets kind of thing. So maybe candy, sweet rolls, you know, that whole thing. I just need to come up with something for the time being. Let me show you something amazing about essential housing tools. You saw how I picked up 50 desert grasses, right? Well, if I wanted to put them down 36 of these, all I do is go right click, place these 36 items. There it goes. It's placing them all for me. So I don't have to sit there and click 36 times to place them. Hi, Zonesis. Instead, just using essential housing tools, I can just right click and it'll place them all for me. And I don't know where I'm going to put these grasses because I just don't have the space for those kind of grasses. But I have space for wheat. So we'll put down the wheat. And then I'm going to try to do a little building. But I also have other houses that people wanted me to check out. So we're going to do some of that first. But let me just drop off my wheat here because that was important. I had to do that first, clearly. Moron. So yeah. I don't know, are any of you doing the writing NaNoWriMo? I mean, I keep asking because I keep hoping that one day someone will say yes. Okay, so as you can see, it just picks a place to put them when you have it do it. So it's usually like right above your head, and that doesn't really look all that great. So if you care about putting things in order or whatnot, then here's what you would do. You'd go into Essential Housing Tools here, and you would select, in my case, I would select all items in the house, confirm. Which book? So you know what? I think I had that problem too. Let me write that down. I gotta talk to Cardi about that. I thought that was just my computer bugging out or my system bugging out. But the book, I noticed that Necro book didn't let me do it either. So here's the really cool part about once you've selected them. You can change these items. Group by name ascending. There you go. You just alphabetized everything you have. I already have the build set up for the right item count, which is everything in the house. I like to have it 40 long, 40 wide, and the space between the items I usually like to have be 1, 1, 1. I don't know why it changed. And then the overall position is here. So it's going to build it for me. That is weird. Yeah, I noticed some trouble with it when I interacted with it. But like I said, I really thought it was something else about it. Oh, are you talking about a NaNoWriMo? I thought you meant in my house. Huh. No, it doesn't let you read it because it's actually not online, NaNoWriMo. It's still on my computer. It's terrible. I wouldn't want you to read it. It's awful. It's funny. Yeah, so right now it's just rebuilding. It's rebuilding a little bit further ahead, but you'll see it's pulling all of these things into the build. So everything is going to be in the same place at the end, wherever it puts it. There's a lot of items, so I may want to move it out of the way of where you poured it in. I think I will. So everything's now all lumped over there, and I would like to bring it over here. Bring to me, which I suggest you always do under the select folder and not select tab and not under the builds tab, which also has it there. Cardi said he's going to clear this up because it's very confusing, but you do it this way, it keeps it in the formation. It doesn't try to rebuild it from scratch. It actually just keeps it what you have there. So it's going to bring it closer to me, but what generally happens here is it ends up being underneath me, under the ground. So once it fully comes over here, we'll bring it back up and you'll be able to see it. Or it might be building up in the sky over there from the looks of it. That's not good. This happened to me last time I tried to show this off. It seems to be like whenever I'm trying to show it, it gets messed up. Whenever I'm doing it on my own and just screwing around, it's fine. I'll talk to Cardi about it. He said that this sometimes happens, that it'll just get screwed up like that, and that sometimes I just have to start over. So, starting over. Here we go. It's going to build in too wide, but you'll get the idea anyway. So reset it. So now everything is rebuilding, but the way that it does a floor is it does 2 by 2, which is garbage. We don't want to do that thin, so we'll do 20 by 20. And I'll start over. And I'll do 1, 1, 1 about. And let's see. No, Is it putting it back up there? No, it's putting it behind me. Beautiful. Now it's working. So I guess I just had to hit reset. So this is what I'm talking about. Now everything is alphabetized because we did, you know, arrange this build with alphabetizing it. And so now you have all your items. Now, this isn't very helpful to have them all pretty much on top of each other, but that's the way I like to keep them. Oh, thank you. Nice to see you. Wanderer1919. I hope you are on. If that's not your name, tell me, because I try to send little presents to people on NA. So right now all I'm doing is, this is my storage house, and I'm trying to rearrange the storage the way that I like it, which is really right on top of each other as a floor. This doesn't do any good. It doesn't help you like find anything faster. But I'm just weird and I like to do it. And it keeps it alphabetized. So, you know, whatever. I'm just bizarre. Then once you've created the shape you want, you can always move the whole thing. So here we're moving it all up a little bit. And now I'm trying, the next thing I'm going to do is look at another one of the homes that people, you're EU? Okay, because I don't have any money on EU. Sorry about that. Yeah, I shouldn't even be doing this today. That's how enthusiastic I am. I should be doing my work, but I also should be getting a flu shot, and I also should be doing 10 million other things, but I wanted to do streaming first because streaming makes me happy. It at least the building aspect of it. And I feel like, you know, sometimes building is really boring, but to watch, but so many people have told me that they actually want to see me build. So, you know, maybe we'll do some building. I mean, other than just putting my storage in order. But I don't know. I have to make some items for my cornucopia contest, and which I hope you're entering, because you also can enter the J Hearts, and here's the link. J Hearts Cornucopia contest, which is due Wednesday. I hope EU is going to blow everyone out of the water. They always do. They have some of the most amazing, talented people. And so let's look at one of the other houses somebody asked me to look at. Okay. Okay, this person wants me to do it closer to Christmas. So let's go to Gorax60's Boulder Tree, which was not requested of me, but I saw it on my own, found it, fell in love with it. Today is like apparently Boulder Tree Day. Gorax60 is a master when it comes to gardens. Gardens are his wheelhouse, so to speak. Thanks for the follow, Cryptopeer. I gotta write you all down so I can send you things, stuff and things. Also so I can stalk your houses, because I'm curious. Maybe today would be the day we go over to EU, because I have a whole list of the ones on EU also. But everybody, you know, I know that J-Heart doesn't have a lot of entries for the cornucopia yet, so I do hope that you'll enter and give it a shot. You know, less people enter, better chance to win. So yeah, here we are. This is Gorax60. He did not ask me to look at this one, but I decided, he or she, actually don't know. Okay, I won't stalk yours, Nana. But here we go. It's a, this is also Boulder Tree, which is, strangely enough, Boulder Tree has a very dry look to it. It almost looks like more of savanna than it does foresty. It's the more dry, it's the most dry of the three of these kinds of houses, the pods. And so here you can see that he does some amazing things here with gardening. And I mean, if you want to get inspiration for gardening, any of Gorax60's houses are spectacular and good to go check out and get ideas from. You know, this sunset is even changing the color of that tree, that Jester's tree. And so, okay, so this is supposed to be the, All right. He pulled a trick that I've told you folks about before, but I think that if you don't use EHT, this is a good trick to make it look like there's water here. You use the lily pads, which you can buy from traders. They're not expensive. And like the actual furnishing vendors. Don't get them from, like a guild trader because you'll overpay. And these flowers come from Merkmeyer, and so do these. So get them all from vendors. And then if you put them high up enough, they look like they're water. It looks like it's clear water underneath. So that's a trick to use if you don't like EHT and you'd rather not put fake water there. You want to just make it look like it. And then you go up, and I wrote down that the second floor on this was insane. Or that there was a second floor on this. So he made this second floor out of coral. So this house doesn't usually have this. But if you look out, you can see what I'm talking about. It's not quite dry, but compared to some of the other houses that are pods, it's definitely more savanna-like. But yeah, so that's the garden aspect of this. Yes, the interior isn't as much of a thing that he enjoys. So I like it. And blocked off the house using the Daedric stone. And then, if I remember correctly, you can get up into the house. I don't remember why this was here. I remember thinking, why is this here? And I don't remember how I got in the house last time. But I did get in the house somehow. Now I'm stuck. Maybe you're supposed to go from over here? Can't find it. Maybe it's just personal and he's blocked it off for some reason. That's possible too. He may RP, he or she. Colored lampposts. I see these little ones. Those little ones are also ones you can buy from the vendor. I just think this whole house is beautiful. I'm a real fan of it. I mean, he's just really good at gardens. So, okay. Who was the other person that I was supposed to check out? Bunch on EU. Okay, Tehuantl's boulder tree. Yes, again, a boulder tree, but this one I wasn't asked to look at. I found this, he put it on an open house yesterday. And I went to just check random open house stuff, and I fell in love with it. Here, Tehuantl's boulder tree. Hopefully he hasn't locked us out now. So yeah, I don't know why this has become a boulder tree day, but it apparently is. I was trying to make it more of a Kragenholm day, but there aren't too many really good Kragenholms that I've seen. If you want to visit two really good ones, the best I know of are Zendira's and Stone's Edges. Stone's Edge, spelled as it sounds. Okay. So then you can check those out if you want to get some ideas. Those are complete, well, at least Stone's Edges is completely redone from the bottom up. So this is Tehuantl. And I remember thinking, did I sign? Yeah. Okay. That this house is beautiful at night especially. In fact, I think I'm doing it a little bit of a disservice by showing it during the day. Because it's a glow house. And the garden is just beautiful. Really beautiful. That's that imperial well, which you can use as a drain apparently very well. Very well. Ah, sorry. And so here's the little crafting area underneath. Kitty's hiding in the corner. That's EHT again. And then just really some subtle lighting and subtle effects. some water in here. The horses and the chickens all hanging out. It's a very pastoral kind of scene. And then here's a little bedroom. Then we go inside. And I just remember thinking that this was such a pretty little house. A pretty little boulder tree. And then we have this. So I thought this was interesting. It's almost like a restaurant, but I guess it isn't because you only have one. But flower arrangement in the middle. Beautiful flower arrangements. Using the red ferns with, I mean, almost all of these, if not all of, no, almost all of these are things that you can buy from furnishing vendors. You can't get those glow flowers from furnishing vendors, and you can't, the hosta too, those are all luxe furnishings. So you would have to get them in a different way, but it would still work. What does this say? Fresh water. And you can look at a pretty picture. So that's EHT also. And then he made his own stove in here because I don't know if the pods don't have stoves in them. I think they would probably get burned to the ground if they had stoves like this. So it's fine that, you know, make your own if they don't have it. And then a whole bunch of the new pretty swirly stuff from the achievement vendors in Southern Elsewhere, which I have not yet opened. So what I wanted to do was make some food. So let's go do that over in my Mornoth. I want to do the cornucopia with candy, with sweet rolls, with other stuff like that. And there's also some EHD effects that I could probably use to make like candy canes and whatnot, but I don't know that candy canes really go with the whole Thanksgiving theme. And then we have to do a feast at some point. But that's not the next one. The next one, after the cornucopia, I think I hear my coffee arriving. Or maybe it's someone departing. I've requested coffee today. So, let me see. Gosh, take forever loading, why don't ya? Okay. Let's see. Alright, so what I wanted to do was make food. But only yummy foods. So let's see what I can make. You guys can help me figure out what would be a good dessert food. So I was thinking that we should go with at least some fruit. Even if it doesn't completely go, it's, you know, they're sweet, even if they aren't. Wait, what am I out of? Oh, I must be out of nickel. Let me see. Yeah, I'm out of nickel. I'll go buy some nickel. I knew I was getting low on it too. I should have planned in advance. But I think I was thinking fruit and sweets. And maybe booze. I know somebody's going to have to do an entire booze cornucopia, but it probably won't be me. So yeah, the second one after the cornucopia is the float. And I really don't know what kind of float I would have. Not really sure. Plus, I was supposed to have for DDA, a home is where the heart is, and I hope that I haven't blown the date on that. The date was November 9th. That's today. I blew the date. Well, you know, I said to use, I'm going to use one of the ones that I've already built because I just don't have the time or the energy and I feel sick. And so let's do 200. What am I talking about? Just get 500. I used them all. And then we'll go set this as my primary because this is my home is where the heart is, and that is the contest for Divine Design Alliance today. So if you guys want to actually join Divine Alliance, I think you should totally do that because they have constant contests. And you can, I mean, I've just been so tired. Trevor 2007 Turbeville. Hello. I don't know your name. You do not sound familiar. So welcome. So this will be my primary for that contest. So let me just do that real quick. Make primary residence. Yes. Access. Visitor. Better have visitor. Well, now watch it switch back. No? Did it? Visitor. Okay, good. It stayed. Cool. All right, so this will be my entry for Home is Where the Heart Is, because I was going to use that little house I've been working on, the Hammer Death, but you know, it's not where it needs to be. This house, I've had plenty of time to put a lot of detail into. This was my Khajiit contest entry. Oh, you do? Okay. I don't know what time they're going to let us go visit all the houses. I don't think they put all of the information up, but this is the Home is Where the Heart Is for me. This is going to be my entry. So then I was going to go make some food for the cornucopia. Xanasis, when you said you entered into J Hearts, do you mean the cornucopia one? Because I'm still stuck on that one. I'm working on it this weekend, but I think I'm going to do sweets and fruit and other sweet things. It's going to be like a sweet cornucopia instead of like a normal Thanksgiving-y one, because there's going to be people who will blow me out of the park when it comes to doing a traditional one. But I think too that it's a good way to think about contests with regard to your entries. Like, always try to do something that's going to set yours apart, even if it's just doing it really, really well. Doing it so that it sets you apart is important, because otherwise you just fade in with the rest of the people, and you don't want to do that. So box of plums. We can do a single box of plums now. And what else? Should I do cheese? Is cheese really dessert? I don't think cheese is really desserty. I may have to buy some things from the Crown store. There's all of that sugar cane now ready. Like, for me, bread is essentially a sweet. I would rather eat bread every day of the week, but I don't want to go that route, because that's sort of getting away from the whole wanting things to be sweet and tasty kind of thing. So you got oranges and peaches, which almost look the same, and already have plums. What else is sweet? Oh, you did the float too? Goodness, I'm not ready. I don't know what to do about the float yet. I have no ideas. It's very depressing. Okay, so the cherry pie, that's definitely sweet. I'm not going to go with guts and the worms or anything like that, because that's gross. But I will do some berries. Let's do 2 berries. Dragon fruit. We'll do a dragon fruit. This is going to be like a fruit one instead of a... Goodness. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to look at my... and buy some things off of the Crown store. Old Mistvale. So I think I'm going to do it in Old Mistvale. I think all I'm going to do is set up a table, put a fireplace in, and then just put all sorts of fruit and sweet things. And that's it. Because honestly, like, I don't have any... I may not even enter this because I just don't feel as inspired. You know, I like the overall theme houses. I like saying, hey, build a Thanksgiving house, you know, build a Christmas house. When we get to being this specific about it, you start to lose me. And especially with all of the things that I have going on in my life in November, I just don't have it in me. So let's look at Crown Store for a minute, and let's see what they've got for food. So we'll look at Hearth. We've got lots and lots of bags and baskets and whatnot, and we're gonna just get anything that's sweet. Breads and desserts would be a good idea. Now, we may have to, I may have to, I have one of these, I could just grab it. I may have to actually make fake looking things, you know, like create, I'll get one pie. Yeah, I'll just get one pie. Make things that aren't sweets but look like sweets. Because right there, that was everything. Isn't that ridiculous? To me, that's ridiculous. Meals. Now, some of the meals are sweet because they're from elsewhere. But overall, we mostly have meat, cheese, some produce, box of fruit. I have almost all of this, if not all of this. Yep. So this is going to require some creativity, which is fine. A lot of times what people are doing is they put flowers on cheese to make them look like they're actually put flour on cheese to make it look like cakes instead. But, you know, obviously this is just me laying this stuff here. This isn't even very, I don't know, not very cornucopia-y, if that were a word, which it's not, and Karen's a moron. So, okay, so this is the pack I was talking about. I don't know that I want it, but this is the Khajiit Life Pack. And I saw this on the PTS. And, I mean, I'm not in love with it. I loaded everything up from it, and I was really kind of disappointed because mostly the only interesting thing in it are these piles of sugars and some bamboo. There's some sapphire candlefly. That's nice. But mostly it's just, okay, we've got tools. I wouldn't want to spend money on this. I mean, I would spend gold on it, but I wouldn't want to spend money on it. So let's see. If I remember correctly, there's also other ones coming, but is ESO Plus doing anything for furnishings? No, just the main Moon's Blessed, which if you have not yet gotten it, you should. Kitchen sets. Kitchen sets should have food in them, but I don't see any. Not from the pictures anyway. So, bummer. So, anyway, this is what I'm going to probably end up doing. I can see your... Are you sure? Because I don't want to give it away if you don't want to give it away. Because I'm trying to give a little bit of stuff. A little bit of ideas on cornucopia. In fact, I was going to show you food. Yeah, the cornucopia thing is just tough. There was a bakery that I want to show you what I know that J Hearts looked at the bakery, but I think it's Misfits. Yeah. Misfits Bakery, and I'll show it to you. And then you can see what I'm talking about making cakes. They're not really cakes, they're just cheese. And I haven't been here yet to show you guys. I know J Heart has, but I haven't. So hopefully. Sorry if I'm a little out of it and off today. I don't know. All of my blood tests came back wonky on Thursday. Like, I went in for my normal RA testing, and all of my tests came back just strange. Like, all of my numbers were off. Like, my white blood count, my red blood count, you know, everything like that was just off. And they didn't really know what was wrong. So they sent me home saying, you know, if you don't feel better on Monday, you need to go and see the doctor about it. Well, they gave me antibiotics, and I'm on them, but they make me like kind of fuzzy. So I'm a little confused right now. And so my stream isn't as energetic or as helpful as I'd like it to be. And I don't think my building's going to be very good either because of it. So I think I may just call it after looking at a couple of houses just because of how I feel. But this is what I'm talking about. This is Misfit, and they made a bakery. And this is EHT here as the paper underneath. But look at how they made cakes. They made cakes by putting, you know, achievement flowers, burying them into, I think that might even be on a cake plate, burying it into the cheese. So it makes it look like a decorated cheesecake. So that's what I was getting at with that kind of thing. And then also they made, you know, pizzas or something over here. And actually, I don't remember the rest of the house. Ketchup and mustard. I love this bakery, the bakery portion. And over here, this is where they get the flowers for the cakes. And then they have killer plants growing, because of course you do. So I guess my point is that you can make food out of different things in the game, but you also can make food out of effects if you need to, you know, and I might end up having to resort to that, and because it's just not happening. So let me show you some of the foods you can get. It's weird. Someone arrived in my house and then left right away. Very odd. I hope they go away. They're scary. So here. I have no ideas yet for the float. I hope you're all feeling better than me, because I feel like crap. And I apologize for that. But I'll show you, because I know a lot of people are interested in what EHT can do, and so we'll do it out here, and I'll show you some things. So generally, EHT effects are pretty simple. Once you have EHT installed on your computer, all you do is you highlight the essential effects. The wand here, you don't want to go into the housing tools, you want to go into the wand. And then you can either select actions, which are new to me. I haven't really put a lot of time into them. Or if you just mouse over things, you'll see it gives you a preview of what everything is. So these are just animations. So if you wanted see what sparkles look like, that's what sparkles would look like. That doesn't really help us with food though. So decorative, it would be where your food is. And so you could make like art into cakes or something, you know. It's like, it's really what your limits of your imagination can do with that. But there are things that are actually food, like the anniversary cake 2019. I think I put multiple things over that by accident. Let me just move the cake. So there's the cake. See it? And then, you know, if you wanted to, no, it is. But what happened is my test actually came back inconclusive. So that's not helpful. So here's the cake if you make it larger, you know. This was such a beautiful cake too. I really wish they had given it to us as an item, or at least let us buy it, but they didn't. So that's that. I don't know why I loaded those. I must have hit them by accident. All right. So that's one of the foods you can do. And I've hidden this in a table before. That way you can actually, you know, use just the cake portion of it. And then I'm clicking the wrong buttons because I have actually something is over this here. I have the chat is actually goes over this portion that I'm selecting now. So that's a problem. I think a cameo might make a good cake, but I would have to figure out how to do it, I think. But candy cane, We've got candy canes. They're a little on the basic side, you know, a little fake looking, but candy canes kind of are. So I don't have a problem with that. We've got cheese. We've got 2 different kinds of cheese. We've got the wheel, and we have just the piece. So here's the piece of cheese. I'll make it move. Tight, tight, tight. Now also, too, you can do funny things with these things. Like, what if you wanted blue cheese or green cheese, right? You could make them green. It's just silliness. You could do whatever you wanted with it. So here's the cheese wheel, which is probably what I'm going to end up using for cakes instead of using an actual cake, because you can't re-dye a cake. Other foods, let's see. Geodes I've seen used as rock candy. That can work. There's so many things. The pinwheel looks like it belongs on a peppermint, or is a peppermint, if you can see. So that's something that I submitted because I wanted to make peppermint. There's plates. There's so many different kinds of foods here that you could work with that I think would be really good. So those are the decor. But, you know, even if you look into weird places that you might not otherwise expect to find, like, you know, maybe you find a painting of just food and you can use portions of it, like hiding other portions. Or maybe you think that this stuff looks like candy, you know, you can cut off the top and, you know, whatever you think works, you can play with. But these are all just for fun and enjoy yourself and play around with them. But this is the easy part of EHT that anyone can use without too much introduction. Now, another little trick is, see, I have all these placed. I can very easily just hit delete all effects. Now they're all gone, and I don't have to clean up after them. So, I think the last thing we're going to do is probably look at another house. And then I'm probably going to call it because I'm very sick. But I wanted to get this done because I really like to connect with you guys, even when I'm feeling sick. So, GrandmaGamer has been asking me to look at her house, and she's a streamer, and I've wanted to look at streamers' houses for so long now. And in fact, you know what's funny is my husband doesn't know anything about ESO, really, yet he knew who GrandmaGamer was, which is bizarre. Because I had never heard of her outside of the game, but he apparently said she's kind of well known in the community. Aw, I'm glad, Nana. I wish I was a little bit more with it, and I'd be able to do a more useful stream. But right now, I'm feverish. I have 100-degree fever, which isn't that high for me, but it's something. It's part of why the doctor was like, what's wrong with you? All right, signing in. Yeah, I was ready to sign out, and they grabbed me, and they said, actually, can you go up to the doctor on the 2nd floor and sit and wait? Okay, what's wrong? We don't know. So here's GrandmaGamer's house. She's got a very nice traditional Christmas house here, which is what, you know, the lighthouse kind of is. The miniature snow globe. And I think it's very pretty. Oh, somebody was asking about these. They said, are these EHT? They're not. These cookies and the mug are connected, and they actually came from the New Life package. So when New Life Festival package comes around, you can grab these, but they're also available just on the Crown store separately. So if you want to look under food, they were there when we were looking at them earlier. They're actually in the Crown store, and you can buy them separately. So this must be a bedroom for multiple people or kitties. Underneath. GrandmaGamer is a tremendously nice person, too. She's a good person. Lots of great people in the housing community. Just, you know, we're just so lucky to have such great people. I see she did some decorating on the outside with the New Life Festival pack. And let's hit one more, because this is Christmas, and we're not at Christmas yet. We're still at Thanksgiving. It's like candy. You know, how do I stop looking at the hub? Because I just can't. I keep on going back for more. All right, Grim, I would look at DGOT, but for some reason I think all of them are, he changed his name somehow, and it didn't update. So I don't know why that worked that way. Maybe they didn't like that I looked at their home the other day, and I hope that's not the case. Night Stalker again. We looked at another one of Night Stalkers, but this is their Grim Hearth. I wonder if, no, so many of these people just haven't fixed their permissions at all, and I don't know why. It's really kind of upsetting to me. Okay, let's look at something else instead. I have Briskets, Silent Magnifico, and we'll end on this one. And this has got a cute cake I put down, and a shower and a chandelier. So there's a lot to look at in this one. So Brisket, and it actually fits right in. I don't know. Briskets, Silent Magnifico. Okay, so thank goodness that I actually write things down, because I have the memory of a sip normally. Then you add on top of that my RA, and then you add on top of me that whatever the hell is wrong with me. It was really weird too, because when the doctor, he showed me my test results, they were highlighted and had exclamation points next to them. I've never seen that happen before. And I've been to that doctor's office many, many times. So that was really strange to me. Really kind of disturbing. All right, I remember this house, and I think I've actually even taken a lot of pictures of this house because, oh my God, look at that chandelier.